I'm Gargee Londhe, and I've qualified UPSC CSE 2024, and currently I'm a probationer in Indian Civil Account Service 2025 batch, and currently I'm at NIFM undergoing my training. So, talking about myself, I'm from the city of Indore, and I did my schooling as well as my graduation from Indore itself. I had commerce and maths in my class 11th and 12th. After that, I did my graduation in sociology from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore itself. And I completed that graduation in 2022. So I'll address all the questions at the end. Yeah. So I completed my graduation in 2022, and post that I appeared for 2023 CSE examination, in which I qualified prelims, mains, and I reached the interview stage, but I missed the final list by some marks. So post that I appeared for CSE 2024, and in which I landed up in the Indian Civil Account Services. So that's my basic introduction. Now, talking about the exam, what I'll do is we'll talk in stages. So first I'll give an introduction about the exam, then we'll talk about prelims, mains, and interview, a brief highlight of the book list which I referred to, followed by that current affairs would be one of the topics that I would share, like how did I covered my current affairs, and that's how we can conclude the session. So more or less, what I feel is all the toppers or the ones who clear the exam, more or less would have the same strategy, similar things, similar book list, and it's just the amount of hard work and practice which makes all the difference. But more or less, the strategy and the book list would be the same only for all of us. So there are three things which I feel is like really very, very important for UPSC. Number one is the syllabus. Syllabus for UPSC is the Bible, because if you see, it's a 7 to 8 pager syllabus which has prelims and then mains का भी syllabus उसी में included है. And the best thing about the UPSC syllabus is that mains का जो syllabus है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा descriptive है. So it has all the keywords that you need to cover paper wise. So if you go by the syllabus word by word, it will help you to like plan your things better, plan your studies better, and ultimately your preparation would be in a very streamlined way. So syllabus is the key. Always keep a copy of syllabus on your study table, and before you begin with the preparation, always like refer to the syllabus first, and even while going through the preparation, always one should refer to the syllabus to stay streamlined during the prep. Second, most important thing is the previous year questions. So all of us who clear the exam would always emphasize on doing PYQs, and why are they important? Like for prelims, if I say PYQs इसलिए important हो जाते हैं क्योंकि आप PYQs से एक trend समझ पाते हैं कि एग्ज़ाम में किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा रहे हैं, किस सब्जेक्ट से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. एंड पॉलिटी में फॉर एग्जांपल इट्स मोर और लेस वी आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि लक्ष्मीकांत से क्वेश्चंस काफ़ी ज़्यादा आ जाते हैं, डायरेक्टली काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. तो PYQs से आपको चीज़ें स्ट्रैटेजाइज करने में काफ़ी मदद मिलेगी. मेंस में यदि हम बात करें तो सोशलॉजी मेरा ऑप्शनल था, जिसमें काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस आप देखेंगे जो रिपीट होते हैं. तो इसीलिए कहा जाता है कि PYQs को आपको बहुत अच्छे से एनालाइज करना चाहिए, जो आपको प्रीलिम्स में भी मदद करेगा और मेंस में भी काफ़ी हेल्पफुल रहेगा. एंड थर्ड थिंग इज़ प्रैक्टिस. तो UPSC इज़ ऑल अबाउट प्रैक्टिस. Again, for all the stages, mains, as we know, time is very, very limited. and within 3 hours you need to paper that you need to complete that one paper, so which is very very lengthy. तो एक जनरल डिस्क्रिप्शन रहता है उसके लिए कि 7 minutes should be given for a 10 marker question and 10 minutes for a 15 marker question. So that is how you should like build a time frame and practice within this time frame only. प्रीलिम्स में भी आप जितने क्वेश्चन पेपर्स का प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना आपके लिए जो है एक सही स्ट्रैटेजी बनाना इजी हो जाएगा. तो थर्ड इज़ प्रैक्टिस विच इज़ वेरी वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो दीज आर द 3 की थिंग्स जो आपको बिल्कुल अपने साथ रखनी है. syllabus, PYQs and practice before you begin with the UPSC preparation. Now moving to the prelims strategy. In prelims, as we know, there are 2 papers. One is your GS1 and the next is CSAT. तो CSAT का जो पेपर है पिछले कुछ सालों से काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट आ रहा है एंड especially for humanities and arts graduate, like it's becoming very difficult even to get that qualifying number. तो CSAT के लिए specifically there is one website which is doorstep tutorial, and in that particular website there are questions which includes like hundreds and thousands of questions, जिसमें PYQs भी है काफ़ी सारे. तो आप CSAT के लिए जितना प्रैक्टिस करेंगे PYQs को, आई थिंक वो उतना आपको हेल्प करेगा. एंड दिस वेबसाइट इज़ ऑफ रियली ग्रेट इम्पॉर्टेंस, डोर स्टेप ट्यूटोरियल विच यू कैन रेफर टू. एंड नेक्स्ट इज़ रीडिंग कॉम्प्रहेंशन, RCs. तो पिछले कुछ सालों में RCs भी काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट है टू आई मीन काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंटेंट हैवी रीडिंग कॉम्प्रहेंशन के पैसेजेस है वो. तो उसके लिए द ओनली थिंग दैट यू कैन डू इज़ डेवलप अ हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग द बुक्स. तो फॉर इंस्टेंस जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा वी आर इन प्रेपरेशन मोड एंड वी डोंट फील लाइक स्टडिंग, तो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम जैसे सैटरडेज और संडेज को यू कैन डेवलप दैट हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग द बुक्स. व्हेन यू डेवलप दिस हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग द बुक्स you will be able to comprehend the passages better, क्योंकि वहाँ पे टाइम भी बहुत कम होता है और उतने कम टाइम में आपको एक पैसेज को पढ़ना भी होता है, आपको उसको समझना होता है, 4 ऑप्शंस को एनालाइज भी करना है. तो उसके लिए इट्स वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट कि यू आर अ आर्डेंट रीडर. सो हैव दैट हैबिट ऑफ रीडिंग द बुक्स एक्सटेंसिवली. दैट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट फॉर योर रीडिंग कॉम्प्रहेंशन पार्ट. Now for prelims, if I talk about there are few things which are very important. Like the first is facts and dates, chronology of events. What happens is we refer to the same material, same resources. Mains के लिए, prelims के लिए resources same होता है लेकिन strategy अलग हो जाती है. तो उसके लिए आपको क्या करना है कि जब आप प्रीलिम्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो आपका फोकस जो है वो ज़्यादा होना चाहिए फैक्ट्स पे, डेट्स पे, क्रोनोलॉजी ऑफ इवेंट्स पे. स्पेशली यदि हम हिस्ट्री की बात करें तो काफ़ी बार प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चंस आते हैं कि अरेंज द गिवन इवेंट्स इन अ क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर. तो उसके लिए आपको क्रोनोलॉजी ऑफ इवेंट्स पता रहना बहुत ज़रूरी है. उसी के साथ साथ यदि कुछ स्पेसिफिक हुआ है उस साल, कोई स्पीशीज़ न्यूज़ में है तो उनका IUCN स्टेटस क्या है, या लेट्स से सेंसस यदि होता है या डिलिमिटेशन कुछ चल रहा है तो उससे रिलेटेड कुछ फैक्ट्स या फिगर्स है, दैट बिकम्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर प्रीलिम्स. एंड ऑन द सेम पैटर्न you should always focus on the low hanging fruits. Prelims में कुछ चीज़ें हैं which is very very easily doable. That includes polity, environment and ecology, modern history के कुछ questions है जिसके लिए आप spectrum पढ़ेंगे तो आपको लगेगा कि बहुत easily आप कर सकते हैं उन questions को. तो आपको हमेशा उन low hanging fruits पे बहुत ज़्यादा focus करना चाहिए prelims में. Because at the end of the day, if we see, the entire focus is basically qualifying the exam, prelims exam, and not topping the exam. So all you need to do is strategize well, focus on low hanging fruits, and identify a safe zone. एक बहुत pertinent question होता है, which is how many number of questions do we need to attempt for prelims. So there is no one particular answer to it. You know, there are people who have this habit of attempting 90 plus questions, and there are people I have seen जो 65 questions भी attempt करते हैं और उनका prelims काफ़ी अच्छे marks से clear होता है. तो दिस इज़ वॉट वी कॉल द सेफ जोन बेसिकली. तो वो आपको सेफ जोन तब पता चलेगा जब आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करेंगे. तो मैंने जब बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस किया तब आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड कि मेरे लिए 75 to 80 क्वेश्चंस के बीच में दिस इज़ अ सेफ जोन. बिकॉज जब मैं 80 क्वेश्चन से ज़्यादा अटैम्प्ट कर रही थी तो व्हाट हैपेंस इज़ दैट नेगेटिव मार्किंग ज़्यादा हो रही थी उस केस में, और 75 से कम क्वेश्चंस में अटैम्प्ट कर रही थी तो मे बी आई कुड नॉट टच द कट ऑफ ऑल्सो. तो फॉर मी आई आइडेंटिफाइड दैट सेफ जोन कि ओके 75 to 80 क्वेश्चंस इसके बीच में यदि मैं कुछ अटैम्प्ट करती हूँ तो आई विल बी एबल टू सेल थ्रू द प्रीलिम्स. तो आइडेंटिफाई योर सेफ जोन वेल इन एडवांस and that will come only with practice. And the next thing for prelims is like how to attempt the paper. So always try to attempt the paper in 3 stages. In the first stage it's very obvious आपको जो questions के answer आते हैं, the ones which you are really very sure of कि नहीं I know this answer and I'll attempt it, वो short questions आपको attempt करना चाहिए. सेकेंड स्टेज में आपको उन क्वेश्चंस को टैकल करना चाहिए जिनमें आपको 2 ऑप्शंस के बीच में कन्फ्यूजन है. तो यू कैन पुट इन सम एक्स्ट्रा टाइम एंड अटेम्प्ट दोज क्वेश्चंस वेर यू हैव अ डाउट बिटवीन 2 ऑफ द ऑप्शंस. एंड इन द लास्ट स्टेज, थर्ड स्टेज, यू कैन डिसाइड कि कितने क्वेश्चंस और अटेम्प्ट करने की ज़रूरत है टू स्टे इन अ सेफ जोन. एंड देन यू कैन गो टू दोज क्वेश्चंस जहाँ पे आपको 3 ऑप्शंस में डाउट है या यू आर नॉट श्योर अबाउट द दिस थिंग आंसर. तो वो वाले जो क्वेश्चंस है वो आपको थर्ड राउंड के लिए रखना चाहिए. और लास्ट में यदि आपको लग रहा है कि मेरा सेफ जोन भी टच नहीं हो पाया है देन यू शुड ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट दोज क्वेश्चंस. और यदि आपको लग रहा है कि नहीं आई एम इन अ सेफ जोन तो डोंट अटेम्प्ट अ लॉट ऑफ सच क्वेश्चंस जहाँ पे आपको बहुत ही ज़्यादा कन्फ्यूजन है. तो ऑलवेज ट्राई टू attempt the prelims paper in 3 readings, 1, 2 and 3. Then the point is current affairs for prelims, which I used to do on a daily basis. Many people they go through the monthly magazines, तो आप वो भी कर सकते हैं. But what I did is that I used to do it on a daily basis. I'll share it later, like how I used to do current affairs. And the best time to start for prelims is like mid-January. So there are people now who are very very good at prelims, successively clearing the prelims exam. तो उनके लिए 2 months or 2 to 3 months is also good enough. But what I felt is like December or mid-Jan तक I used to focus entirely on mains. And उसके बाद से like from mid-Jan onwards it used to be absolutely prelims oriented preparation. Because you get a good amount of time, a decent amount of time जिसमें आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर पाएंगे. तो इसीलिए मिड ऑफ जनवरी आई फील इज़ द बेस्ट टाइम टू स्टार्ट द प्रीलिम्स प्रेपरेशन एक्सक्लूसिवली. Now as the end for prelims there is one this thing recommendations from my end, which is there are a lot of videos on YouTube nowadays. It can be of any institute of anyone, whosoever you feel is like they are giving good suggestions या इनके videos बहुत अच्छे हैं. या तो कुछ shorts होंगे जिनमें कुछ techniques बताते हैं, ये elimination techniques and how to approach the right answer. So that crash courses or maybe elimination techniques. So whenever you feel bored at the end of the day, before going to bed or something, you feel like I don't want to study as such, so you can refer to these videos and they help. So because I had also referred to those videos and though elimination is difficult nowadays, but still, if you feel bored and if you have some time, just scroll some videos on YouTube, because they may help you out, at the end moment. So this is all for prelims from my end. Someone was asking about CSAT strategy. So for CSAT strategy, as I've already mentioned, practice is very important, especially if you're from arts and humanities background. There's one website that I referred to, Doorstep Tutorial, which I referred to a lot. It has really good amalgamation of questions, a good bunch of questions that you can practice. So practice extensively, number one. Number two is make short notes of the formulas and whatever strategy or something that you can revise in that gap of 2 hours. जो GS1 और CSAT के बीच में आपको एक ब्रेक मिलता है, उसमें 2-3 पेजर काइंड ऑफ नोट्स आप बना सकते हो, जिसमें आपका कुछ फॉर्मूलाज या कुछ लिखा हुआ है. तो वो आप नो, आई एम नॉट इन लबासना करंटली. वी आर डन विथ लबासना. आई एम करंटली इन NIFM. So yeah, you can refer to you can make these notes basically, and उस break के दौरान आप उन formulas को refer कर सकते हैं, तो that will help you. And for RCs, book reading is important. So whenever you feel bored of your studies, you can read any of the books. That will help you a lot basically for your CSAT thing. For economy and geography, तो economy के लिए बेसिक्स मेरा मानना है बहुत important है, क्योंकि मैंने 11th-12th में आई हैड कॉमर्स, तो मैंने इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ी हुई थी, तो बेसिक्स मेरे लिए वॉज गुड इनफ. क्योंकि आजकल काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी पे, एंड देयर आर इंटरलिंक्ड क्वेश्चंस कि कैश रिजर्व रेशो बढ़ेगा या स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशो बढ़ेगा तो उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा इकोनॉमी पे. ऐसे इंटरलिंक्ड क्वेश्चंस है, तो उसके लिए आपको जो है इकोनॉमी के बेसिक्स आना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो फॉर दैट यू कैन रेफर टू 11th and 12th का इकोनॉमिक्स की बुक. माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स फ्रॉम क्लास 11th is like really good if you want to brush through the basics of economics. And the second is current affairs in economics, like prelims के पहले budget and economics survey, that becomes important. So that is for economics. For geography जो है prelims के लिए go well through these things, your map, India का map and world map. Just try to keep a brief estimate in your mind of the locations from east to west, north to south, and the rivers, the world rivers that you have, उनका east flowing river कौन सी है, west flowing river कौन सी है. So like geography में if you do map work good enough, I think that will help you. And apart from that, environment ecology में PMFIS is like they have a good book. And at the end of that book, there is a list of national parks and wildlife sanctuary. There is a good map जिसमें they have plotted all these national parks and sanctuaries. So you can refer that also. Prelims specific, if I talk about, mapping will help you a lot for both geography and this environment ecology as well. And for economics, your basics is important and current affairs is important. Current affairs will include a lot of part of budget and this thing, economic survey, just before your prelims. So I think this is all for prelims from my end. Now moving ahead with mains. Coaching, so someone is asking coaching, is it important or not? A very pertinent question. See, it depends. If you are a person who would need a space where you would go on a regular basis and आपको एक डिसिप्लिन चाहिए अपने रूटीन में, एंड इफ़ यू फील कि वो सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन नहीं आ रहा है, देन कोचिंग इज़ गुड इनफ. बट अदरवाइज इन टुडेज टाइम आई थिंक देयर इज़ गुड amount of resources online also. So it's better suggested you can sit at your home, at the comfort of your home or whatever, wherever you feel, and prepare in the digital version. It will save you a lot of time as well. But if you feel like you need that atmosphere and that discipline, and so coaching is good, you can go to the coachings as well. My optional is sociology. So now moving to the mains strategy. So for mains जो है, again the resources is the same. The base resource would be the same for both prelims and mains. It's just your strategy that becomes different. तो मेंस के लिए आपके पास में एक बहुत ही बढ़िया बेस रिसोर्स होना ज़रूरी है. इट कैन बी एनीथिंग. It can be your self-made notes also. It can be any coaching material also. I had referred to one of the institute's material, the Prahar booklets of one of the institutes, and that were for me the base resource. And usi mein I used to do all the addition, value addition and everything. To have a really good base resource, number one. Number two is hand notes. What happens is the mains wala time, it's very difficult and very taxing because one after the other you have your papers, and एक दिन में 2 papers होते हैं. You have to write for 6 hours, and that will happen for 3 days on a continuous basis, then break, and then you have your optional and language paper. So mains is very very taxing. तो उस पर्टिकुलर मेंस के टाइम में आपके पास में हैंड नोट्स जो है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो आप बिल्कुल इमिडिएटली एग्ज़ाम के पहले रेफ़र करोगे. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल GS 1 के बाद में जब हम GS 2 का पेपर लिखने जाते हैं, तो उस बीच में जो भी 2 आवर्स का गैप कुछ होता है, तो यू कैन मेक 8 to 10 पेजर ऑफ नोट्स. तो ऐसे नोट्स विच वुड बी वेरी हैंडी फॉर यू, एंड जो आप मेंस के टाइम में आप उनको रेफ़र कर सकते हो उन पर्टिकुलर नोट्स को इमिजिएटली, तो सो दैट योर रिविजन बिकम्स वेरी ईजी. तो ये आपको पहले से ही बना के रखने चाहिए, अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर बेस रिसोर्सेज जो आप तैयारी के दौरान रेफ़र करेंगे, बट हैंड नोट्स जस्ट बिफोर योर एग्ज़ाम, दैट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो प्रिपेयर दोज नोट्स वेल इन एडवांस. देन for mains, again, test series becomes very very important, and there are it's good if you can subscribe to some test series or something, or answer evaluation platforms. If you cannot do that, there are ample number of free websites where different question papers along with the solutions are uploaded of different institutes, so that you can refer to, and they will really help you a lot. So subscribe to the test series if possible. If not possible, search for the free resources. There are a lot of resources, websites like that, जहाँ पे different institutes के test series, solutions, everything is uploaded. So practice from there. And next is stick to the syllabus for your mains thing. क्योंकि mains का syllabus is very very well described, and it's in such a beautiful format. If you see GS2, in GS2 polity में आपको क्या क्या पढ़ना है, it's very well described. Governance में आपको क्या क्या पढ़ना है, it's described. कि आपको NGOs के बारे में पढ़ना है, सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप एक टॉपिक है, तो ऐसे प्रॉपर टॉपिक्स ऑलरेडी मैंशनड है. तो गो वर्ड बाय वर्ड फॉर मेंस. ट्राई टू मेक नोट्स ऑफ each and every word that is mentioned in the syllabus. And in that particular thing, what you can do is, whenever, let's say, we are making notes on self-help group, तो उसमें make sure that you have some quotes, facts, data, sustainable development goals, और diagrams. Diagrams में कोई, if you're able to make a line chart or bar graph या कोई pie chart, figure show करने के लिए, तो whatever you feel you can use there, you should always use it, because this is the value addition that will make the difference. Basic answers more or less सभी के similar ही होते हैं. Even if you see toppers copies, you will see it's the value addition that makes the difference. So whenever you make notes for each and every word that is mentioned in the syllabus, try to substantiate that with quotes, facts, figures, data, diagrams, etc. For this, always refer to topper copies. You'll get it on a number of apps or websites. Refer to those sample copies. They are really very helpful, and especially Shruti Sharma ma'am's copy that I had also referred to a lot. Like those are the best answers I have ever seen, because she used to substantiate even every point with one example. So that is very, very unique, though it's very difficult, but it will come with practice only. So refer to topper copies, that will help you. Structure of a mains answer is very simple, as everyone says. It's introduction, then the main body, and then the conclusion. So for introduction, uh, again, you can start with some quotes, or you can start with sustainable development goals, or you can start with some factual data, right? जैसे एल्डरली पे क्वेश्चन आता है, तो 2011 के सेंसस के हिसाब से कुछ 8% समथिंग वी हैव एल्डरलीज. तो ऐसे कुछ सेंसस का डेटा है समथिंग, दैट इज़ हाउ यू स्टार्ट. यू गिव अ इंट्रोडक्शन टू योर आंसर. या कुछ करंट में हुआ है उस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड, तो यू कैन राइट दैट थिंग एज वेल. So that is how you begin with your introduction. Followed by that is your main body. Now there are two options. Either you can go in a pointer format of answer, or a paragraph format. Pointers wala format is something that is suggested, and because it's easy for the evaluator also to read such answers which are in points format. So try to write it in point wala format. It will make your answer look really very good. If possible, try to substantiate each and every point with one example. So that will look really very good. In the main body, if possible, diagram or something, you can add that as well to kind of, make your answer look different. And conclusion. Conclusion has to be positive, on a positive note itself, because since it's the end of your answer, you have to be optimistic about whatever has been asked. So end it on a very positive note, and in the conclusion, either you can try to sum up what all you have written, or again end by SDGs, which is the most preferred thing to do, or a quote if you want. Or nowadays, the best way to end your answer is by writing ki if we do these things, we'll be able to achieve our goal of Viksit Bharat by 2047. So, because this is very, very important, this is what the government and the system is working on. So, try to end your answer on a very positive note, and you can use this phrase that if we do these things, we'll be able to achieve Viksit Bharat by 2047. And just one suggestion for mains. There are 4 papers which I feel is very, very important, and that makes the chunk of that makes the chunk of it basically. So which is your essay, ethics and optional. क्योंकि ये 4 पेपर मिला के it's for 1000 marks. So it occupies a huge part of your mains score. So focus on these things a lot. For essay and ethics, be as honest as possible. Write your own thoughts. Don't try to bring in artificial elements into your essay and ethics, because I've seen whenever you write it from your heart and in the most raw and natural format, you'll be able to fetch good marks basically. And for both of these things, your resources can be the same. You can refer to any of the value addition material of any institute. So that value addition material will help you for both your essay also and for your ethics also. For essay, one suggestion: choose your topic very wisely, because during the exam we get a lot of topics. So choose your topic very wisely, because you have to write almost 10 to 12 pages on that particular topic. So choose it very very wisely. Basically, that is what I'll suggest for your essay. For ethics, also there is a doubt on how to start the paper from part A or part B, the theoretical portion and case studies. So it depends. While practicing, you practice and see how you are able to complete the paper. A lot of people, they start in a sequence, part A and then part B. A lot of people will do case studies first and then they'll switch to part A. So it depends. So for that, you do your practice by yourself, and then you analyze where you want to start from, like case studies or the theoretical portion. What I did, I started from case studies only. So I have written two mains, 23 and 24, and both the mains I had qualified, and I started from case studies itself, because I feel it takes time, a lot of time to read the cases and then write answer. So basically, it's a big mental relief if you complete your case studies first. And the amount of time to be spent on the case studies is approximately 15 minutes per case study. So there are 6 case studies. So accordingly, you can adjust your time, and time should be equally divided for both part A and part B. But for case studies specifically, 15 minutes per case study is good enough to complete it. Optional, I think all of us do have very different optionals, so I'll not talk anything about optional as such. My optional was sociology, and there is one thing now about optional, how to choose your optional. So there are two factors that can be taken into consideration. One is your background, right? So uh, okay, I'll talk about sociology also. So there are two things. One is your background. Like for me, I am a graduate in sociology, so sociology came as a very natural choice for me. Ki, okay, I can have this as my option, and so background is number one. Number two factor is your interest, because see, at the end of the day, you have to study your optional for a major part. It is 500 marks of 500 marks for your optional. So if you don't have any interest in that optional, you will not be able to sustain. There are people who change frequently their optionals. So your interest is very important. So your background and your interest, I think these two things are good enough to decide your optional. And apart from that, don't go with those things of what is the trend, and like what people are choosing, which optional gives more marks. I think that really does not matter. There are people I have seen scoring 300 plus in mathematics as their optional also, philosophy as their optional also. So it doesn't matter literally. What matters is your background and your interest in that particular subject, right? For sociology, someone is asking, so for sociology, there are two, paper one and paper two. My base resources were my college resources, and apart from that, sleepy classes is के जो notes है वो मैंने काफ़ी रेफ़र किए थे, उन्हीं की टेस्ट सीरीज़ भी मैंने ली थी. तो that is what I did. And क्योंकि sociology is a very expanding subject, a lot of things happens in society on a day-to-day basis. So topic wise, I used to write that topic on Google, uh, any topic of sociology, and uske aage write UPSC mains, and then number of options will come. So I'll visit each and every website, and then I'll see कि इस website में क्या नया content मिल रहा है, तो I'll add that in my notes. Then second website में कुछ नया मिल रहा है, तो I'll add that. So I had a base resource which were of sleepy classes and my college notes. उसमें I used to do research and add whatever extra I used to get, and that is how I built all my resources for my optional. And sociology as an optional, if you see, the questions do repeat. So chronicle publications का एक book आती है previous year questions की, जिसमें they have 18 years or some 20 years of PYQs also. If you'll see them, the questions do repeat, And paper 2 of sociology is very dynamic. For that you need to stay in touch with current affairs a lot, but paper 1 still is something that is traceable. So chat gpt bhi kar sakte ho. A lot of people do. I too did not do it, but I think since last one or mains or this time also, a lot of people will do chat gpt. It will help you to build good contents. And for mains also, definitely you should take its help. It's a smarter strategy now. Everyone is doing it, so it's good. You should do it. I did not use chat gpt. I did my own research and then added things up. So yes, sociology I wrote answers in the pointer format only, because in both the paper 1 also and paper 2 also, I think pointer format is good. It's good for you also, it's good for the evaluator also when you write in pointer format. So this is all for mains. And coming to interview, someone was asking about the interview. How was my interview? So my interview experience was good enough. I have given 2 interviews for 23 and 24, and I don't think it's a good time to talk a lot about interview because it's a later stage wali cheese. But 2 things are important for interview. One is your DAF, a detailed application form, and current affairs. I think if you do these 2 things really well, you can ace through the you can ace well through the interview. And interview is not a lot in your hands. You never know what will happen on that particular day. What will they ask you? So it's very subjective. All you can do is just stay calm and do your DAF and current affairs really well. यस, सोशियोलॉजी के नोट्स अवेलेबल है. आप ले सकते हो, किसी इंस्टीट्यूट के भी आप नोट्स ले सकते हो, या आप अपने भी नोट्स बना सकते हो खुद से. एंड इफ़ यू डोंट वांट टू इन्वेस्ट लॉट ऑफ टाइम इन मेकिंग नोट्स, यू कैन गेट प्रिंट आउट ऑल्सो ऑफ दोज नोट्स, एंड उस प्रिंट आउट को बेस रिसोर्स बना के उसमें आप वैल्यू एडिशन कर सकते हो. तो वो भी आपको हेल्प करेगा. तो इंटरव्यू में यही है. माई एक्सपीरियंस वॉज गुड, एंड इट्स मोर अराउंड योर डैफ. या तो डैफ के अराउंड क्वेश्चंस होंगे, या तो कुछ करंट में कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट हुआ है तो उसके अराउंड क्वेश्चन होंगे. द 5 members in a panel, and they are very cordial actually, and don't try to bluff in front of them as everyone suggests. They're very senior and very experienced people, so try to stay as natural as possible. इन डिस्क्रिप्शन वही है. आई हैड सोशोलॉजी एज माई ऑप्शनल, तो स्लीपी क्लासेस के नोट्स आर गुड इनफ. आई डिड दैट, तो you can refer to that also. And Lotus Arise is also one of the websites which is they also have a good content for sociology. Book list मैं अभी वही share कर रही हूँ. So that's all for this thing, mains and interview. So I'll come on book list now. Quickly I'll add on what things I refer to. Beginning with history, for ancient and medieval I'd refer to some coaching notes. So you can also refer to any of the institute's notes. They're good enough. But before selecting one, try to go through 3-4 coaching ke notes, and then select one of them wisely. So that will help. So for ancient and medieval, any coaching ke notes will suffice, I feel. And apart from that, old NCRT. So for history, that will help. Ancient and medieval. For modern history, I'd refer to Spectrum and Bipin Chandra. Spectrum is very good when you study prelims specific, and Bipin Chandra I found very good when you study it for your this thing mains specific, till the part where main specific. तो एंड स्पेक्ट्रम में द अपेंडिक्स पोर्शन विच इज़ एट द लास्ट, जिसमें बहुत सारा गवर्नर जनरल का क्रोनोलॉजी है, और प्रेस एंड न्यूज़पेपर, which leader brought out which newspaper. So there is a really good appendix of Spectrum which is very very good for your prelims. So for modern history, Spectrum for prelims and Bipin Chandra for mains. Art and Culture, Nitin Singhania is a very good book. So for Art and Culture, नितिन सिंघानिया को आप रेफर कर सकते हो. पॉलिटी के लिए लक्ष्मीकांत. एनवायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी के लिए PMF IAS का एक बुक आती है विच इज़ वेरी गुड. एंड फॉर दिस ऑल्सो द लास्ट पोर्शन ऑफ PMF IAS is very good for prelims, where they have all the species mentioned, उनका IUCN status क्या है, you know, the कौन सी species and everything. It's very good in PMF IAS. You can refer that for environment and ecology. Geography के लिए I'm not that good at geography, to be very honest. Nor did I like, neither I like geography a lot. Uh, with due respect to all the geography lovers, but for me, geography was something like, not that exciting or interesting. So, but what I did for that is class 11th की NCERT, there is a physical geography की एक blue book of class 11th. That is good enough. You can refer to that. Any of the coaching notes will suffice for geography. At least it helped me. And Lotus Ariser is a website for geography. I think mains specific portion is really good of Lotus Ariser, disaster management and everything, human geography. So Lotus Arise you can refer to. So that is what I did. I did not invest a lot of time, to be very honest, in geography. So that is all about geography. Science and tech was mostly current affairs and coaching notes. And ethics के लिए प्रहार booklet is there by only IS. That was my base resource. And उसके बाद में I did value addition. And for entire mains, I had referred to, not endorsing any institute, but I had referred to Sunya IS का this content enrichment program, so which had all the things, facts, figures, data, diagrams, quotes, that helped a lot in ethics also, essay also, and other GS papers also. So value addition is very important. You can refer to any of the institutes ke notes that you feel is like, good enough. So that will help you. So this is a basic book list, which more or less I feel is same for everyone. Next is current affairs. So I had always done current affairs on a daily basis. There are people who would do monthly magazine also, which is good enough. I never did monthly magazine. I did it on a regular basis throughout for 1 year. So how I used to do it, I used to make notes also of current affairs on a daily basis. So newspaper के लिए The Hindu is the one newspaper that I referred. People do 2 newspapers also, but I think one is also good enough, because newspapers take a really good long time. So 2 newspapers, I don't know. It will help you during your interview time for sure. One economic newspaper specific or something. But essay regularly in general, I think 1 newspaper is good enough. So I did The Hindu, the Hindu newspaper. I had subscribed to it. So, and current affairs, for me, the time was in the evening. Like when I was done entirely throughout the day of study, I was done. So around in the evening, 7 बजे के आसपास I used to start with current affairs, and it used to take somewhere between 2 to 3 hours, 2.5 hours or something. So 9:30, 10 तक I was done. So when I was really exhausted, by the end of the day, then I used to start current affairs, along with newspaper reading and everything. The reason is that because by the end of the day, different institutes के websites पे current affairs update भी हो जाता है, and they provide practice questions also. So that gets uploaded by the end of the day. तो इसीलिए my routine was like that कि मैं current affairs दिन के last slot में करती थी. तो I used to read the newspaper first. Followed by that, there were 3 institutes की websites which I referred to. You can refer to any of the websites of any institutes that you feel is good for you. I refer to 3 different websites. So first is the Hindu newspaper reading. Second, I used to refer to the 3 websites. And ये वो websites है जहाँ पे हर website पे nearly there were 5 questions prelims के practice के लिए. Insights IAS का daily current affairs आप देखेंगे तो वहाँ पे mains के questions भी होते हैं 2-3 practice के लिए. So I used to do that practice on a daily basis. So that is how I used to refer to these three different websites. Then I'll mention that also. So it was Vision IS. Vision IS का 4 पेज की एक PDF आती है डेली करंट अफेयर्स की. दैट इज़ वन. देन वाजीराम के आर्टिकल्स आते हैं, कम से कम 9 से 10 आर्टिकल्स आते हैं दैट आर दे आर मेंस स्पेसिफिक. तो वो भी आप उनके ऐप पे कर सकते हो. विजन का PDF भी आपको उनकी ऐप पे मिल जाएगा, और इनसाइट्स IS का डेली करंट अफेयर्स वेबसाइट पे मिल जाएगा. तो और वाजीराम में और इनसाइट्स में डेली क्वेश्चंस अपलोड होते हैं, तो यू कैन प्रैक्टिस दैट ऑल्सो. तो वाजीराम एंड दिस इनसाइट्स एंड विजन, इन 3 जगह से डेली आई यूज टू डू करंट अफेयर्स. नोट्स आई यूज टू मेक प्रिलिम्स स्पेसिफिक ऑल्सो एंड मेन्स स्पेसिफिक ऑल्सो. प्रिलिम्स में इट यूज टू बी पॉइंटर वाइज नोट्स, वेरी स्पेसिफिक. कोई नई स्पीशीज़ है तो उनका स्टेटस वगैरह और समथिंग, कोई रिसर्च हुई है तो उसका फैक्ट, नोबेल प्राइजेस होते थे तो देन नेम ऑफ द विनर एंड एवरी बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट दैट. तो दैट प्रिलिम्स के नोट्स यूज टू बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक. एंड फॉर मेन्स आई यूज टू मेक टॉपिक वाइज नोट्स. फॉर इंस्टेंस वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन इज इन न्यूज़, तो वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन लिख दिया एंड देन उसका प्रॉपर एक half a page note I used to make with all the good content, facts, figure, data, point format, examples, everything. So topic wise notes I used to make. So there were 2 registers that I was maintaining for current affairs, one register for prelims and one for mains. Prelims had pointer wise notes, mains had topic wise notes, and both these things were done on a daily basis, which I used to revise also on a daily basis, or exam ke pehle bhi I used to do it. At the end for prelims PT 365 every one of us does. It's good. If not directly, at least it will help you in elimination. So in elimination basically, so PT 365 can be done. And for mains, refer to test series as much as possible in different websites. That will help you. So this is how my current affairs used to be. It had been on a daily basis. 2 register daily note making was there in my case, and 1 newspaper, that was the Hindu, and the time was in the evening for me for doing current affairs, and it took nearly 2 to 3 hours. So this is for current affairs. Time frame for preparation and test series. So see, there is no particular time frame for test series as far as I believe. For preparation, till December, I used to extensively practice for this thing, mains. Intensive practice used to be done from my end for mains. And by the end of the December, I used to write full length also for all the GS and optional, like completely done and dusted. So by December or mid-Jan at max, my mains was completely done and dusted, and from mid-Jan onwards, it used to be prelims specific. So this is the time frame. Test series needs to be done simultaneously. That is what I believe. It should not be, segregated. कि ये syllabus होगा तब I'll do or something. I think you should do it simultaneously. Practice, study. So do it simultaneously. December I feel is the good time for writing full length mains test series. So that is how it needs to be done. Now there are 2 very important questions. One is plan B for UPSC. Like, do you need to have a plan B for UPSC? So I'm a very big supporter of having a plan B for UPSC. Like this was my second attempt, UPSC CSE 2024, and along with this attempt I had also written CAT 2024, and I converted to IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore as well, and other many IIMs. So that was my backup, that in case I am not able to sail through UPSC, I'll begin with my MBA, and so I'll move ahead in life. Basically that was the idea. So I'm not a big suggester of kind of a person who would say you to invest your entire 20s and early 30s in this exam, which is so uncertain. So have a deadline. I think 2 good attempts, 3 good attempts is like more enough. repeated attempts without any backup, it will take a lot of toll on your mental health also. And the exam, I'll truly say, it's very uncertain. All of us work hard, but at the end of the day, few of us will make it and few of us will not make it. So have that decent amount of deadline. Like for me, it was two good attempts, and so I have worked on plan B simultaneously for from CSE 24 onwards. So please do have a plan B. If you are a humanities graduate, you can do your masters also, and net JRF का exam आप दे सकते हो. Teaching can be one of the profession that you can go through. Yeah, or if you want to do PhD or something ahead, if you're from arts and humanities background, you can do law also. Law can be one of the good backup for you. And teaching law can be one of the good things. Or even if after your masters you want to work with some NGO or some social organization, you can do that also as a social researcher or something, on a fellowship. A lot of things happen that way also. So teaching law, working with social organizations, if really social work interests and excites you, you want to do social research, that can be a really good option. For engineers, you anyways have good option of your engineering degree, which can be used at any point of time. And for people like me who had somewhere studied commerce, in their life, you can do MBA also to explore the corporate sector as well. So that can be a backup, right? So there are number of options, ample of options. We are living in 21st century, so there's nothing like only UPSC or government job. There are really good opportunities, and give your best over here. If it happens, it's good. If it not happens, it's still very good. There are good options out. So always have a plan B. When to quit UPSC, that is what I'm saying. Like for me, it was two good attempts, and when two good attempts happened, I appeared for CAT simultaneously. It can be anything. It depends on a lot of factor also. Your personal circumstances, and if you have more responsibilities, obviously things will be very different. I too had no responsibilities anyway, but still. Um, so when to quit is a very personal question, but have a very specific deadline. I think 2 to 3 good attempts is more than enough. Um, and next is social media. Uh, Social media using or not using is a very personal choice. Um, there are people who can manage it with social media also, and there are people who get really easily distracted with social media. ठीक है. What I did, मैंने social media कभी use नहीं किया था, तो I was very away. Like while I was studying, I was not on Instagram or anything, and not on Facebook. WhatsApp I used to use, which is the need of the hour. So using social media is a personal choice, but a recommendation, if you not use it, it's good enough. Because in today's time, especially if you see Instagram, you keep on scrolling and it will take mindlessly hours and hours. So that really doesn't make any sense. So it's just a recommendation not to use it, but then it's a personal choice. And as a last suggestion, refer to a lot of topper copies. They help you in value addition for mains. So whenever you get free time or something, not feeling like studying anymore, open any of the apps and read toppers copies. That will really help you. I used to do that a lot, and that helped me also. So it will be really very helpful for you. So this is all from my end, and I just hope whatever I had shared would be of some use to you. And you can anyways connect to me on Instagram also. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your queries if you have, and with the same username Gargee Londhe on Instagram. And anytime you can contact me if you have queries associated to UPSC. And that's all from my side. Now, if you have any specific questions, you can ask, or else we can wind up the session as well. do we need to make handwritten notes for NCRT also? uh, I don't think you need to make handwritten notes for NCRTs. Just highlight important things uh, in your book only. Making notes, handwritten notes of NCRT is not that important. Then which toppers choose in sociology optional? For sociology optional, you can refer to Animesh Pradhan sir. His answers and copies are available, which were really very good. You can refer to that. And for GS specific, Shruti Sharma ma'am's copy are really very good. So that you can refer. You have completed your BTAC and you have completed only NCRT. What to do next? So after NCRT, take up the syllabus, whatever book list I have shared, or others also you can refer to any book list. Start syllabus wise, started and dedicated preparation if you have completed your NCRT. How to learn bulky books or notes for mains? See, if the book is bulky, you should make notes, and repeated revision will help you in learning it. So make notes if the book is really very bulky, क्योंकि bulky books को आप मेंस के immediately पहले रिवाइज भी नहीं कर पाओगे, तो have good notes for it. आपने कौन सी मिस्टेक्स करी थी? See, there are a lot of mistakes that you make, which is for sure. Prelims met could be about attempting some question, and at times you may end up doing really silly mistakes also. You are marking a right answer in your question booklet, but in the OMR sheet you end up filling a wrong circle or end up doing a wrong bubble. So don't do that. It happened with me in both my prelims, 23 and 24. I used to take right option in the question booklet, but I ended up making a wrong bubble in the answer sheet. So don't do these kind of mistakes. And sociology I've already covered. Book lists also I've covered. Chat GPT you can use. It's like good. That will help you. So I think we have taken a good amount of time, and I've tried to address questions also. If you start from zero, I think it will, if you start from zero, it will take a year. Syllabus is quite lengthy, so it takes 1 year. Like I got graduated in 22, I appeared for 23. So 1 year to I was preparing only. So even if you start from zero or something, a decent good preparation can take 1 year. A lot of people do it in really less time also. So it's very specific. But on an average, for average people, it will like take 1 year or something of preparation if you start from zero. So I think we can end the session over here. It has been a 1 hour session. So thank you so much, all of you, for attending the session, and I just hope it helps you. And for any further queries, yes, currently I'm undergoing my training at NIFM Faridabad, and so for any of the queries, you can connect me on Instagram also with Gargee Londhe username. I'll be happy to answer your doubts anytime. And thank you so much UPSC Time India also for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. It was a really good interaction, and all the very best to all of you. I hope you all clear with flying colors. All my best wishes. Thank you so much.